Thank you very much, Vijay, for joining us on Money Control. Vijay is joining us all the way from Davos at the World Economic Forum. The India contingent has been pretty strong here. Tell us about the new economy contingent, the startup contingent. How's it been?
Well, I think the one thing that I was pleasantly surprised by seeing people in Davos was tons of young Indians. Young Indian stands for the companies which are not traditional, if you will, which are not like what the Davos gang should be like. And I cannot tell you how excited I am to see them participating, enjoying the access to the world, enjoying the access to all us or various Indians also. And I think it's very, very clear the future of India's business lies in young hands. And it does not mean that current businesses are less. But my point is that newer businesses are going to get formed and these newer people are ready to go up to where the accesses and options are created. So I think it's a great sign. India is here and young India is here.
Right. Vijay, how do you see 2023 panning out for Paytm? It's been, over a year since you gotten listed. So what have been your key learnings as the chairman and as the CEO of a listed company vis-a-vis founder of a unicorn?
Yeah, very well questioned actually. Very nice. Those two are different roles actually. As a founder of a unicorn in a private days, you are more or less looking at how can you expand dramatically? How can you expand to newer space? I mean, there was no business that you would have not thought that you would do or not. You could definitely go through the consideration and drop it. But when you are listed, you also understand the responsibility towards the capital that you raised is in a different dramatic manner. For example, like the prudent and the most prudent use of the capital. The allocation of capital is extremely important, and the focus of the company, which is towards the bottom line, focus of the company, which is towards quality revenue, is something that I think as all of young companies that are going to get listed or are listed are learning. So I'd say that we got maturity of about 3 years and 1 year. And if you notice, we are now even putting guidelines, monthly numbers, that when our revenue and profitability is coming. At one point in time, we were not bothered about it actually. I mean, none of our shareholders did have a question like that, oh, how quickly you are going to be profitable. So I'd say that getting public becomes like a adulthood and getting a private unicorn is like a teenage.
Wow. Okay. I remember, many years ago when you had Masa, Jack Ma, Buffett, you made this very famous quote, कि मेरे पास माँ है और मासा है. But we have seen Alibaba and SoftBank offloading their stakes in Paytm because, the lock-in expiry ended. What would your message be right now to retail investors who are nervous about the Paytm stock? Because I think it's fallen, 75% since listing.
To retail investors or at large investors, I mean, institutional investors are as equally valuable for us. The single message is that the company's management is committed to create a transparent, strongly governed, profitable, free cash generating company. In long term, the sustainable moat is free cash, which is what we are driving. And I think our commitment is being far more transparent, being far more visible, being far more available, and solving for long-term free cash. With that, I believe that we solve for all classes of investors' requirement. And as far as the stock market is concerned, because there are many layers of reasons for stock price to get impacted, and we can, as a good company, most of the time be available and solving for what we as a company have.
Right. I also want to understand your lending plans, Vijay, because that is a place where Paytm's really gotten a shot in the arm, the way you've been able to grow it in last few years. Again, do you see the competitive intensity heating up here? I think Macquarie had a report on Jio and its impact on Bajaj Finance as well as Paytm. How do you see the competitive landscape evolving?
So in my opinion, credit and especially small credit is a area which is very massively underserved in the country. In fact, more or less, this is the space where informal lending would come in. This is the space where you saw those app nightmare that happened would come in. So I believe the structured, institutional driven, standard financial institutions or lending institutions who have large books, them able to enable for small loan is a great opportunity. And I think this is not for competition intensity or not, it is for number of people to do this job. And if you look at market landscape, I believe that a company which is focused now on payment and credit will look at everybody as a potential challenger or a potential market player, we continue to be very vigilant of what business customer we serve, and we continue to be very understanding of if we can serve that customer well. In fact, end of the day, our customers are lenders because they need access to the market, and our consumers or merchants get a privilege of getting loan from those lenders. So we work with lenders as much, giving them more technology, helping their system scale, offering them different kind of cohort of customers. So I believe that more lenders participate, better it is for a small consumer or small lenders or
Right.
small shop.
Right. Nitin Kamath of Zerodha told us that the total addressable market for fintech users in India is about 10 to 15 million. Do you subscribe to that number? Do you think it's a higher number, the wallet share that you can potentially get from the India fintech market?
I don't know what fintech stands for in this when the market size is like this is confirmed. I've not heard that line.
In terms of selling wealth and credit and other services.
I mean, there are 50 plus million credit card customers. So, I mean, this number is way ahead. Some different number, I'm sure.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure whether I'm able to understand what fintech it is quoted, because there are already large number of customers for.
But
I
you
mean,
think it's a deeper, bigger market?
it'll be very awkward or odd to know. I'm definitely sure this is not the market sizing that has been defined in the correct context because of I'm not understanding that what it is. Because I think there are more number of customers for every one of us already.
Okay.
And a more number of even financial services product already. So there maybe it is about trading, etc.
Right. Vijay, also if you look at proxy advisory firm IIS, they have raised questions on ESOPs grant to you, and they said Sebi should intervene. Again, what would your message be on that?
Everything is done in a transparent manner, shareholder approval basis. So
Okay.
nothing else to say.
Okay. So apart from payments and lending, any other engines of growth that you're targeting this year that we should look forward to from Paytm?
I'd say that the fact that we have built this moat of payment and driving credit disbursement, it is in infancy. Both the payment monetization is in infancy, and disbursement of credit is also very small numbers. The numbers are very small at a big picture level. So, I mean, this year we will be more focused on this, and few products will come up in due course.
Right. Lastly, Vijay, as one of the most successful founders, and a lot of people look up to you in the Indian startup ecosystem, what would your message be to young founders who are perhaps in a hurry to grow fast, scale fast? I mean, yesterday we saw this report of Go Mechanic, and it's not the first accounting issue that we've seen. This is the fourth or the fifth in the last year. Why is this happening, and why is this happening to well-funded firms?
I mean, I'm a 20-year-old in this. My funding would have happened first time in 2006. So I can't go in somebody else's shoes and say anything. I can only say this, that I mean, people make choices, and there must be something in the context. And I'm as aware as Twitter's knowledge is.
No, but what should founders keep in mind while building, in not building in a hurry and building the right way?
You make choices. You make choices how long, how big you want to build. If you want to build long, you build an institution which sits on strong foundation. If you want to build an institution that is flipped and executed, you do it like that. So, I mean, crypto was another thing that you saw. So people make choices, and that is how organizations show up as. I mean,
what is your take on crypto? Where do you stand?
It's very clear that the way it got executed, the way it, the statement that it is unregulated, that is why it is better serving the customer, didn't execute as expected. So I'm hoping that crypto finds a way out of what current state is, and obviously the global markets at all are largely down, and these kind of, I mean, bigger problems have happened in crypto than many other sectors. So sometimes it looks like that there are use cases coming up. So once we start seeing practical use case and we all become the customer. I was a founder in internet age 2001 when I started. Everybody thought, what is this kind of fancy thing? I mean, what do you do with internet? What do you do with email? What is the use of email? I get it that you can send a quick email, but now we don't think that life can be lived like this. So technology takes time to find its way. Why would you need computer? I mean, why do I need computer in my home? Desktop computer did not propagate to many places. Similarly, what is the use of the smartphone? I need to make a phone call. This phone makes it. I can send a message. So naysayers always have a good way of finding it out that what they are doing, what new technology can do, is already being done out there. So my only answer is that new technology takes time to get morphed into usable technology. That's the statement I'm going to say. So, can crypto be a usable technology? It's very early days. Can Web3 be a usable technology? It's very early days. Can blockchain be a usable technology? It's definitely early days. Will it have practical, useful use cases which will sound magical? 100%.
On that note, thank you very much, Vijay, for talking to Money
Thank
Control
you.
and
Thank
taking
you so
us
much.
through Paytm's plans for the year. Thank you.
Thank you.